What I'm doing now in 2021, I will be doing probably about 120 weddings, and that's without booking anything more before now. Everybody's changing. We have to be the calming influence. And wave your hand if every one of your clients thinks it's your fault that the pandemic happened. I'm telling you now, it's all our fault.
Absolutely.
Everything that we've ever done before this, how wonderful we are, everybody that does their thing. Listen, positive. We have to, 2 words, we have to be kind. We have to keep our political and medical things to ourselves, because it's amazing how many different people I know that are political people and medical people since this whole thing started. One of the biggest things people will remember about what you guys that are facing me right now are doing. How are you handling this on a personal and with your clients? Are you being the calming influence? On Facebook and Instagram, the poor, poor, pitiful me stuff's got to stop. We're all losing events. No matter where you are, we are losing events. They're postponing more than not. Here in Connecticut, they're not changing their date. They're changing their venues to outside venues, to tents, to whatever. You can do 100 people here in Connecticut outside. And people are doing that because they're only allowing 25 people indoors. But positive. Everything, listen, guys, I survived cancer twice. Not once, but twice. I did over 400 events while going through chemo and radiation, and Joe and Jody will attest to that. Because when they hire me, or they hire you or Jason, Leland, whoever, they got you. And no matter how many times they call you back and they're grasping at straws right now, I'm talking right now. Everybody's grasping at straws for, oh my God, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? Being the calming influence and being kind and being as positive as you can is the toughest thing you're ever going to do right now. But you have to do it. But again, you got to smile through this. Smile as loud as you can. Just a couple of quick stories. I did a wedding 2 weeks ago where the country club did not obey any of the rules except wearing masks inside. And you're not supposed to have a dance floor. You can have a dance floor, but they got to be social distance, whatever. Well, they didn't get caught. So I just did my normal thing and everybody wore masks and everything else. That night, I got a phone call. Every vendor that this poor girl had canceled on her 48 hours before her wedding. Micro wedding, 30 people getting married on a beach, doing their first dance on a beach, coming back to the country club I was at. Everybody socially distanced, everything else. Father, daughter, mother, son, some toast, that was it. They are having their big celebration. I had to change it 3 times in Florence, Italy. First question out of her mouth when I got done was, are you like this all the time? I said, 24/7. Less than 48 hours before her wedding, she hired me. They are sending me, if I'm available, I'm going to Florence, Italy with the family next year for their big celebration. No matter what we do, if you're doing events right now, Leland, are you a DJ, Leland?
Yes, I am a DJ.
Okay. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine.
The events you're doing, you know, everybody, listen, here's the deal. Everybody's got to do what they got to do. You got to follow the rules. And if you're not allowed to dance, there's nothing you can do if people get on the dance floor and do a little dance, and it is what it is. But right now, I have at least one a week of the micro weddings, whatever the case may be. Positive power. If you're feeling froggy, hit something. I box and do kickboxing twice a week now. I'm 65 years old. I will be doing this until they claw the microphone out of my dead hand. I don't mind. I will work with event planners and because you guys do it differently out in Vegas than I do in California than we do here. You know, a lot of the formalities and everything else, where they happen, when they happen, whatever. But everything right now has to be yes, yes, yes. And right now, there's people, I'm sure you guys all have the same thing. 2 and 3 times they're changing because the rules are changing. The laws are changing. Everything's changing on a daily basis. You just got to remember, we are going to get through this, and we're going to get through this together. You have to know you got to have somebody behind you that you can call at any time of the day or night. If you're starting to get frustrated and everything else, I'm telling you, boxing works. Screaming works. Because, and another thing, you all have families. And right now, with the time off that you do have, it sucks, but take advantage of the time you have with your family. I am blessed with 2 of the greatest sons in the world who are great husbands, great sons, and great fathers. I have 5 grandkids, 4 boys and a girl. I'm broke, but it's okay. Take advantage of the time you have. Whatever positive you can do, take advantage of that positive. It may not be in a professional level. It may be in a personal level. Take advantage of that personal level that you have, because when this thing ends, y'all are going to be working your behinds off, and your family's going to be wondering where the hell you are. Let them know. Spend as much time with them as you can. Again, some of the things that I do, anybody needs me any time of the day or night, just ask Joe and Jody. I am available. My phone is on 24/7. You want to scream, you want to yell, you want to do whatever, call. I'll leave my number with Jody. You got we are all in this together worldwide. Because of Messenger now, everything's free. You can do calls, everything else. And everybody's just got to help everybody else. Competition be damned. Right now, everybody should be friend petition. We are all, oh yes, I sing happy birthday too to about 3,000 people right now. They get a different medley every year, but we're all in this. You guys trade ideas. Maybe y'all can help each other. The DJ wise, you're all friends. You are all friends first. You're all here to help each other. Now, Jason, you do photo booths, right? How are you dealing with the no party props or anything else like that?
Well,
More hands off?
With event limitation, we're doing very few events right now. And we are bringing limited props. We're just kind of circulating them in and out as we clean them.
See, that's the whole thing. Our entire event industry is going to change. When it gets back to normal, if you will, roll with it. And if somebody wants to help, let them. You help them, they help you. You're all in this together. Matt, what do you do?
I'm actually a blogger.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's going well for you?
For me, right in the beginning, it took a major hit, but now we're coming back. Yeah, I'm not going to complain for sure.
Listen, we can all complain, and that's what we're here for. We all listen to each other and everything else. Guys, I'm nothing special. I'm nobody special, but I will tell you this. There's nobody more positive than me, because I will look at my blessings every single day. And if I'm allowed to work, I will follow the rules. Wear the mask inside the store. Again, you guys have different rules. California's got different rules. Vegas has got different rules for everything. Mine is you got to wear a mask when you're in a grocery store, social distance this. They're allowed 25 people 50 people now in a restaurant, 100 people outdoors. If you got to wear a mask no matter what, even if it's outdoors or indoors, till you get to your table. Same thing at a wedding. The micro weddings are going to be a thing. Micro weddings are happening a lot. Jody, that article you put up, that was the Today Show this morning. Whatever you can do to help, micro wedding, whatever. Think about the future. And the future is there's going to be no normal anymore. Every day is a new normal. Every day is a new something. And just remember, all these people that are on this have your best interests at heart. Iris and Maria, everybody, every one of you. Madeline, you're the new one you're the new one on the block. Help each other out, because when this is all over, social media and everything else be damned. The people that you're going to be dealing with, your venues, your clients, whatever, are going to know, and they're going to ghost you and whatever else. They're going to find out who's more positive than the next person. If you're doing the poor, poor, pitiful me every day, they're not going to call you. Guys, we're all losing events. Ain't no doubt about that. We are all losing events. But if you can say, listen, we got you, anything you need, pivot. I hate that word, but as what do we call it? Enhance your entertainment value, or enhance, the true love nuts and everything else. Give them something that somebody else can't give. Give them, oh, Maria is a minister. Oh, bless you. Listen, if I came near you, the gazebo would fall down. Anything with a minister, the gazebo would fall down, trust me. And Irish, you're a photographer. Bless you. Any little thing helps right now. It will open up. When it opens up, just be ready. Be ready. Even now, don't say no to anybody or for anything, because that one that maybe have only 20 people, 15 people, there's 3 or 4 other people that will know what you did for them. And it's all referrals now. You could have the greatest website in the world. Instagram up the yin yang, and Jody, we are going to talk about that tomorrow. Jody's hashtags things are banging. That is a good thing. Those are positives. That's a wonderful thing. But if you're not evolving from Tuesday into Wednesday, there's no sense in you doing anything, because you have to evolve, because you have to do something different than the next person. What's going to set you apart from all the people? And I know there's friend petition, competition, whatever in Vegas. There's people everywhere. I know that. My boy Joey D, who used to be at Studio 54. You know what? Again, we're all in this together. We're all in this together. You have to wake up every morning and start fresh, because as I said, every day's the same, just with different rules. Work out, walk, whatever. Get it out and get things started. When I was doing the chemo, and it was, I still worked out twice a week. I'm always going to be a fat guy. Trust me, I'm always going to be fat guy friendly. I'll eat ice cream, whatever. But you can't just sit there and mope. You got to take advantage of the positives, no matter how little they are, you may think they are. Every little positive you can, you got to do it. You got to do it. I'm here hosting a drive-in movie. When I came inside, we're doing Princess Bride. We're doing a drive-in movie every other week. Is it bringing in money? Yeah, but it's putting a Band-Aid on the big bleeding, but at least it's a Band-Aid. Getting out in front of people, talking to people. Maria, how's business for you?
You know what? It's okay. It's not where it should be, but it's fine. I'm happy to do the little that I'm getting.
Listen, we're all, and that's great. That is awesome. And with the DJ business is definitely going to change. It's changing right now. And if you don't change with it, there's going to be virtual because people still, and some people even 6 months from now are going to be afraid to travel. Virtual Zooms, everything else is going to be happening. Hop on that trail, babies, because you got to do it. Madeline, you're a minister. Thank you for that. Jody, I haven't cussed once.
No,
I'm good for at least 50 F-bombs in a half hour, just to let you know. But we've got some wonderful folks on here, so I got to be good.
Here in Vegas, ministers aren't as to do the wedding business. We don't have to be church aligned.
Right. You have to, and that's the thing. You guys are the chapels opening up again in the hotels and whatever? But are you getting more from the?
I don't know about the chapels. Oh yeah, no, right, Madeline. The chapel. Maria, yeah, the chapels and the hotels are open. Yeah.
Yeah.
All of them, I believe, but, well, the hotels that are open, but my understanding is, I don't know if the Mandalay is open, that chapel over there, because the Luxor and the Excalibur, those chapels are closed, just so that you know. And the Tropicana is still closed because Chapel of Flowers used to be there as well, also, so, yeah.
Yeah.
The Trop is always last, aren't they?
I don't know. They're the first ones on when you really start the strips, though, other than the Mandalay Bay. What can I tell you?
And they're supposed to reopen September 15th. They were going to open up September 1st, and now they're pushed back to September 15th.
I know it's off the strip, but how about the South Point? How are they doing?
They're open.
Okay.
They're open. Yeah, they're open. So let me ask you, so how do you deal with all the cancellations, if you're getting any at all? I mean, what's your advice? I mean, you and I and Joe are all part of the think tank, and we hear about all these horror stories about these cancellations. What advice can you give to this group here about the cancellations?
Well, the biggest thing is look at your contract before you look at your contract. 99% of those contracts are non-refundable deposits no matter what. And yes, are they gonna, they're gonna try and troll you on Facebook, this and social media, whatever. You gotta hold your ground, because you know what? You don't have any money coming in either. So that's just, again, putting a Band-Aid on the bleeding just to do a little something. But I've had one cancellation, and that was for a bar mitzvah, and she changed her date 3 times. She had no problem with, I'm going to do her son's in 2 years. And with that, at 67 years old, it comes with an ambulance and a guy that goes clear at the end of it. But really haven't had any cancellations, more postponing. And next year, like I said, next year's going to be slammed. They're doing their right now, though, they're getting married. They're having their little half-hour, 45-minute whatever. And I'm helping them with that, with music and whatever the case may be, and charging them maybe $100, $150 for an hour. Just add that onto the contract down the line. Cancellations, because we're not as big as some of the people that Jody's talking about, we don't have to worry about that. We've had maybe 4 cancellations. I had 55 postponements that moved into 2021 or 2022, but that's nothing compared to some of a lot of people out there. Yes, Joe.
So I don't know if you know this, but I have a lawsuit coming up for small claims for an event.
Oh, that's right.
What's that?
I heard that's the one, the part that we talked about.
Right. So to share with you what you were saying earlier about the contract, my contract says client, if the client postpones or cancels, all payments are non-refundable. And the complaint in the suit says I canceled because of COVID.
Oh, do you have all your emails and phone calls from this guy?
Only because you told me to.
Yes. Listen, and if you have a client that wants to be excuse my language, a dick, make sure that you keep every copy of every email,
right,
of every text, of everything. Because if they want to do small claims court, you got it right there in their hand.
I talked to Jasmine about the same thing. She said that it's got to be, if you have a non-refundable, it's pretty much a no-brainer. But right. I'm going to try to nip it in the bud before we have to go down there, because they want to go down at some ungodly hour, like 9 in the morning, which I don't have a pulse before 10 a.m.
Oh my God. God bless your wife. That's all I got to say.
For many reasons other than that. But that being said, I will probably try to email him and get to the point of, let's not go to court. Let's try to figure this out. I offered him.
You know what? When they go that way, when they become aggressive like that, not a good thing. Not a good thing. And that's the greatest test of your patience. The ministers, and Iris, I'm sure have you had any problems with your clients that have postponed or whatever?
No, nobody's asked for their money back. So.
Amen for you. But it's right now is the worst time the event industry will ever, hopefully, will not have to go through this again. Everybody in the hotels, you know, I'm small potatoes compared to all y'all out in Vegas. We're a small state, and yes, everybody's trying to break the laws. Yes, Leland, did you have your hand raised? Did you have a question or something?
Just went to the majority of, I don't know, I can speak for everyone on here, but the majority of our clients, most are not canceling, they're postponing their events. So they are telling us to forward their deposits that they're giving us to the following year. So the majority of mine have been postponements, but some that have canceled, I've given deposits back, but there's some who have canceled too where I have not given their deposit back. It was all on a one-by-one basis with me on certain things, because some of it wasn't their fault, none of it was my fault, and I thought it was in good faith that I would give some, not all, maybe like 2 of their deposits back, but the majority have postponed forwarding their monies to next year, and some who canceled did not ask for a refund, and I never returned their.
Amen to that.
Well, like
now, Leland, one question: how long are you giving them? We're giving them 18 months.
I'm giving them 1 year from the date of their event.
Got it. That's smart. We're doing 12 to 18 months, depending on what kind of event it is. Just because, and if they've had them postponed 2 or 3 times, take it. Do a year and a half. There's no extra fees or anything else. Just we put everything, what you were supposed to get, you're going to get, and no extra money. There's some people that are doing, well, there's a little extra for changing the date. Yes. Oh yeah. Yes, Maria. Turn your vocal on. I can't hear you.
It should be kind of nice. Does anybody have like a is it called force majeure in their contract, which means that if there's a catastrophe, you don't give the deposit back if you go look that up legally?
You know what? It's interesting. I'm watching the news I just told you about. The client had a party booked out here in Temecula, California in May, and it was canceled by the venue. And they rescheduled for September 21st, but there's a force majeure clause in there. From what I understand, force majeure, and this is ambiguous, does not come into play in this particular unprecedented situation.
I heard that.
It's interesting. Some people are still using it and they're doing okay, but not everyone. Yeah.
Right. Not everyone knows what it is either. So that's the best part. But, Leland, how you're handling it, everybody, we all have to feel bad. But then again, the people right now that this is happening to, they've had to change the dates 2 or 3 times. And it's our fault that the pandemic happened and everything else. Just smile and wave. But as far as positive power, every day wake up and be thankful for what you have. And if you need anything, an ear or a shoulder, whatever, Jody will give you my number. I got you. The positive power has to work. We will get through this. It may take a little longer than we had hoped, but we will get through this. And that's all I can tell you.
Any guess? When do you think things will look better for us? I mean, I know you're not a doctor. I know you don't, but just any encouraging.
I'm not running for president, but if I did, it would be on the Ben and Jerry's platform, where everybody gets a 5-gallon drum of chocolate chip cookie dough. But I'm thinking one of my venues that has 5 different venues here, they're not going to be doing anything until April of next year. I figure once we get through the winter, I think we're going to be okay. Things will open up a little bit more. You just never know. Everybody, people aren't, they're not playing the rules the right way.
I think what's going to really suck for a lot of us, like Leland and Jason, a lot of us here, is the winter season, because we rely so much on holiday party business to help us out. I mean, it's not going to be a very, and I've said this publicly, it's not going to be a very Merry Christmas at all. I mean, what do
No,
you,
and it's going to be a weird New Year. I mean, I'm lucky, and they haven't canceled or postponed yet. I have 4 weddings in December. No corporate stuff, but we're going to try and do some Zoom stuff with the magic and everything else. Try and enhance the entertainment, if you will. But there's only so much you can do. Leland, you have a question, my friend?
This one's directed toward Jody.
Okay.
Jody, get a lot of all the months because there's a lot of venues that just a few venues that are doing any.
wait, hang on, I'm kind of losing you there. All right, say it again. I'm sorry, I lost you.
There are not a lot, but a few venues that they're not going to be doing any events until the following year. They canceled all their September, October, and November events. Not
Wow.
some, not all. That's the word on the street on a couple of venues. Some of the venues where my brides had booked weddings, that venue is closed. One of the hotels is closed right now, and she can't do anything. She's
Like
still
Texas, are you talking like Texas Station?
Eastside Cannery.
Yeah, Eastside Cannery, Texas Station, right, are closed, right.
So some of them are just going to hold on and wait till next year is what they're doing because the venue is closed and they don't know what to do. I'm just wondering, have you seen people with their venues closed? And what are they doing?
They're just postponing. They're just postponing. They're just telling me to hang on to the money. I've told them that what they should do is if it's a sister property like a Stations, that they should try to move it to the stations that's open, like Palace Station or Green Valley or whatever. So yeah, I had a bride who wants a full refund because she's paid us in full for her wedding, and the hotel's not open, and it's next year. It's next May, and she wants a full refund.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, no, I like that, but the majority of my clients that are booked with me have postponed to next year, and some, believe it or not, get this, Jody. She canceled her wedding in Mount Charleston, and they're getting married in Flagstaff, Arizona, on the same date that their wedding was supposed to be in Mount Charleston. And she wants me to go to Flagstaff, and guess what? I'm going.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I watched that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Shawn and Joe can tell you that we've all offered to travel, or we have contacts, Leland, in other parts of the country, and because we're a destination city, I have no problem going to California to DJ someone's wedding. Or if it's in Connecticut or New York and I can't do it, I would contact Shawn and he would get me somebody, or he'd do it himself. So there's no reason why right now that we should be giving people money back at all, period, because they're going to be getting married somewhere and we know somebody who could accommodate them in that state.
That's the thing. You got to remember, these folks think that they're going to try to pull the wool over you. Oh, we're still going to get married, but we're going to have it in a different state. Good for you. You're not getting your money back. I'll get you a DJ, or I'll drive the 5 hours, whatever it is, to get there to do the date. Where else am I going? I got nothing else to do. So
the other thing they try to pull too, Leland, and everybody, is they'll say, well, I'm going with an all-inclusive venue. So they're going with, like, in their city, a Rainbow Gardens, or right? And then I'll say to them, well, give me the name of the catering manager, because I'm sure when they understand the situation that you have here in Vegas, that they will credit you whatever money they were going to pay that DJ so that we can come in and DJ your party. And that usually is how you catch them. You know,
they're always going to try and find a way to get money back, no matter what. Postpone 3, 4, whatever many times. But again, we will get through this. And again, I got a phone call, and this is probably the only time I'll ever say, thanks to the pandemic, I can do a wedding. I got a phone call the other day, a couple of weeks ago. One of my dearest friends in the world, best friend from way back when, crying his eyes out. And I told Jody this, I think I might have told Joe this. The daughter-in-law of my friend, the soon-to-be daughter-in-law, they were supposed to get married November 14th. They just found out that she has inoperable cancer, and they're moving the party to September 19th. And because of the pandemic, I'm able to go do it. It's going to be a 6.5-hour drive. I don't care. Whatever I can do to help these people. And if these people, you know, like again, the folks I did a couple of weeks ago, 36 hours before her wedding, I got called. Was it a full paying wedding? No, but it was cash. Cash is king. And next year, if I'm available, I'm going to Florence, Italy to be a part of their celebration on them. I'll take it. But there's so many different ways. And then you get the people that Jody's talking about, well, you know, we're doing no, there's a way that you can do it. If you know as many people as Leland probably knows, and all, you know, Jody knows, and everybody else, there's a way to get around that. And if they don't accept it, they ain't getting their money back anyway.
So I got a question for you, because some of the people in here are parents and they're dealing with homeschooling and things like that. What advice do you have for them to stay positive during this whole homeschooling situation?
Drink heavily. Sorry, I'm sorry, that slipped. Listen, my two grandsons, two of my oldest grandsons just started. One of them started kindergarten down in Orlando. The other one starts hybrid in Connecticut in a week and a half. One of the things that both of my sons and my daughter-in-law's got, blessed to have the kids I do. They make it fun. Kindergarten is simple. The older you get, they just, you know, the thing is, patience is a virtue. And right now, as parents, patience is the biggest virtue right now, because all you want to do after 2 hours and they're fidgeting and this and that and the other thing, all you want to do is start drinking tequila and go and suspend yourself or give yourself a detention. Right now, they're counting on you more than ever, because they're not leaving and they're not going to a class, and you know, you got to work on their homework and everything else like that. You do everything with them, even if it's hybrid, whatever the case may be. You got to be patient. Maybe even take a little field trip a day, an hour a day, get outside, do something that's involved in whatever education they're doing, history, geography, whatever. Just make it fun. Hopefully it won't last, but if it does, the more fun you make it, the quicker the day is going to go.
Yeah, I agree. That's great advice. Anybody else? Any comments, any questions for Shawn, or anybody who's kind of here about any of this stuff?
I hope I helped a little bit.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Just one question. I'm wondering if, just because so many couples are having lack of funds because they're not working, do you think the average cost of a wedding will go down, you know, in the future years?
Actually, that was a big topic a couple of weeks ago. If it goes down, it's your choice. They're calling Leland, they're calling Maria, they're calling Matt, they're calling Ira, they're calling everybody because of your reputation. And there's going to be guys and girls out there that are going to try and beat their way to the bottom of the barrel. Are they going to? Yes. And to answer quickly, hopefully answer your question, they might, but not as much as you think. It all depends on the situation. My starting price before all this happened was $2,400 for 4 hours straight. That's it. 24, no license. You want ceremony, it's another $300. You want cocktail hour, separate cocktail hour with their own thing, it's another $250. But now they're going to get an all-inclusive price of, like, you know, $2,000, $2,200 or something. I don't want to kill anybody, but yes, it depends on what, actually, Matt, depends on what area you're coming from. I'm in Fairfield County. Some of these people still got money. A lot of these people, and they have parents that have money and they want their kids, you know, to be happy. So it all depends. And again, it all depends on venues that come out of this too. You know, if they're having their party at a $210 a plate venue, no, my price isn't going down a millisecond, not at all. But if they're having it, they have to change it because of their financial situation to a Knights of Columbus or an American Legion or something. Yes, it will. And I think that everybody's got to hold their ground. I'm sorry it's taking so long to answer this, but there's so many different variables. You got to hold your ground. But then there's going to be that guy or girl that is going to undercut just so they can get the job. And I see that everywhere. I got a guy out here, real quick, before the pandemic for uplighting, DJ for 6 hours, including ceremony, and photo booth. $1,850 for 6 hours of coverage. His price right now for that whole thing, $1,400. And people, and that's the big thing is though, people will question, well, why do they say they can do the same thing you do, but for $1,000 less? Not patting myself on the back or anything. They're not Big Daddy. I'm not them and they're not me. And there's a reason you called me, and it's not because of my ad in Wedding Wire or this or that. You've seen me, oh, we've seen you before. I said, then if you're basing this alone on price alone, then I'm not, even in this time, I'm not the person for you. I got somebody else in my company that's 3 or 4 years in, but I've been doing this for a long time, and they get my heart and they get my soul. The only thing left is my shoes in the middle of the dance floor. But now with everything going on, following the rules, it's so much harder to do what we do. So yes, in some ways, yes, babe, they will go down, but how much? That's up to you. You know?
It's interesting that, Matt, you brought this up because I talked to a gentleman on this past Saturday, who's planning a wedding in March. And he was telling me that the cost of hotel rooms in March of 2021 are sky high. He's like, he says, go on hotels.com, look at the prices for hotel rooms in March. So Vegas is obviously planning on gouging people when they come back to.
Of course they are.
They got to make
everybody around. Airlines right now. A friend of mine, Scotty, who you met, Jody, he flew from here out to Vegas and back. $110 round trip. He's trying to book one in February. Quadruple that. They're gonna, sooner or later they're gonna get you. But as far as pricing goes for DJs, whatever, everybody's gonna. There's a bunch of people out there that will try to beat you to the cellar. And you've got to be better than that. That's all.
And that's where I think, being consistent and having people see you on social media or being consistent in a group like the Wedding Chamber is going to help you stand out, because it's helped me in the 5 months, almost 6 months that we've been in this situation. We've seen doors that were closed to our company open up because we are consistently out there and we are consistently producing content, and they're seeing what we're doing.
Positive everything. Around here, you've got like 4 or 5 different DJ companies with the poor, pitiful me. Again, this sucks. There's no doubt about it. But you put up a poor, pitiful me, they're not going to call you. I'm put everything that I can honestly put up on Facebook or whatever is all about positive power.
And that's what you guys got to do.
Listen, I know, guys, and I'm looking at your faces going, these people think that this guy's nuts. Yep, I am. I'm nuts. I love the business. I love this. I love celebrating love. I love celebrating life. And nothing is going to stop me from doing that. Right now, I went from doing 6 to 7 gigs a week to zip.
Wait, it's 6 to 7 gigs a day.
Yeah, but it's just like, it took me to go back to my thing. it took me a very long time to figure out what the guy upstairs put me on this earth for. It was 27 years ago, I had this epiphany. And from then until now, I will never take advantage of the gift that I was given. I will never, and when I see people taking advantage of what we are able to honestly do, we are blessed to be able to celebrate love and life. Right now, it looks like it's never going to happen again, but we will, and we are. We have the honor of being a part of somebody's most amazing day of their life until they have kids, or as far as bar and bat mitzvahs, when they turn into a man or a woman. Don't take advantage of it. Nurture it, love it, and that's all I can tell you.
Awesome. All right. Everybody give it up for Shawn. Woo! The virtual.
Jody has my number. You guys need it. Please, and I mean this, do not hesitate to call me any time of the day or night. I'm here. We'll talk through anything. And just know, again, we are going to get through this, and know that smile as loud as you can works, and Big Daddy loves you. That's all you need.
That's all you need. If you want to follow him, I will put all his information where you can find him on Facebook. And if you want him to sing happy birthday to you, just tell me your birthday.
There's a new medley every year, so.
Anniversary or anything like that. Once again, everybody, how about another virtual round of applause for our man, Sean McKee, everybody. Woo, good.
Love you, Big Daddy.
Thank
Love
you,
you guys.
Big Daddy. Thank you.
Thank you, Jody.
Thank you, Joey, for being here. Everybody,
Love
Joey
you, Joe. I gotta rock out because I gotta say goodnight to my the drive-in movie's almost over. Love you guys.
All right.
I'll see you in long-term parking.
Listen, I've been in there for 10 years. I still am on my way out of. Don't ever ask me to take it to the airport, folks. I've been lost in long-term parking with Joe for 10 years. Don't even get me started. Love you all.
All right, thank you.
Love you. Thank you, Jody.
Yeah.
And thank you, everybody else.
Thank you for popping in, Joe. It's a pleasure to have you.
Seriously.
Well, anytime, Joe, we'd love to have
I would love
you.
to be a
You're
part of it.
always welcome as a guest here.
Well, you know, I'm in a Las Vegas alumni. I lived there from 77 to 79. And I love Las Vegas.
Well, Las Vegas loves you. We hope to see you real soon. Does anybody have any announcements they want to, anything they want to say before we close? Iris, our next event, is there anything we want to talk about?
Still in the planning for that, but that's would be the 4th Tuesday of September at 6 usually. So pencil that in, but we had a good mixer in July, good turnout, good speaker, good to see everybody in person. We were socially distanced and everybody wore their mask and we had some masks to give out. So it was a good event. So hopefully we can continue to do that and have a break from the Zoom.
Yeah, I know everybody's kind of zoomed out right now, but cool. Maria, anything to report on your end as far as membership? Is there anything we need to know?
No, just welcome to Married in Vegas Studio. Is that the name of it? Married in Vegas Chapel or Studio?
And where is that again? Where's that at?
We
That's
are
Madeline.
Married in Vegas Studios. We are at 400 South 4th Street.
Okay.
We're
And,
right across the street from the marriage license bureau.
Oh, nice.
So take out your Instagram, everybody, and make sure you follow her, okay?
Okay.
We want to get her follows, so make sure we get it. And she's going to do we're going to cut a ribbon. We're going to do a ribbon cutting.
Oh, yeah, that would be great.
Jason and I love a good ribbon cutting.
I sent her my information and said, call me and we'll arrange whatever date. So that'll be fabulous.
Okay, cool. And Jason, anything on your end that everybody needs to know about? Newsletter went out today.
Nope, nothing going on over here.
Okay, cool. Perfect. All right. And you guys are good. Everybody looks great. So with that, I will end tonight's meeting. I want to thank you all once again for coming. And a recording of this will be on our YouTube channel. So feel free to share it.
Bye.
Great. Have a good
All
night,
right,
everybody.
Be
Thanks.
safe. Thank you. Thanks for
Thank you,
coming.
everybody.
Bye.